that's perfect. Okay,
Thank you kindly.
everybody who sees the image in the chat, you can just open it up and it'll all be fine. All good.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, we'll have to do it this way, guys. We'll sort that streaming echo out next time. Apologies for that. All right.
Okay, then. So let's get started with the UOS rewards, Douglas. What does UOS rewards mean? I know that's a very, very fancy utility. Lots of people have been going after it. We have number 1, number 5, and number 13 give us UOS rewards. Can you please explain what does this mean? How often are the rewards? How much are the rewards? When will they arrive? How does it work? Everything, please.
So the cool thing I'll start off with is that a lot of this utility, except the obvious, like, the Twitter and platform entry and the walkthrough, etc., they are not time specific. And I know a lot of you might think that that's a bad thing, but it's actually a good thing, because what we're going to be doing is continuously delivering utility and continuously upping the value of your ultra power pieces that you bought. So with all of the utility that can be stretched out, keep in mind it will be. So for the UOS rewards, we've obviously got the Ultra UOS token. And we thought that one of the ways we could involve the ultra power community into the economy slightly more is by activating UOS rewards for certain milestones that the platform achieves. So these are examples, and these may or may not happen quite soon, but these are examples, and the door is open for a lot more application for this idea. But our Twitter is currently in the range of, I think it's between 80 and 85,000, something like that. If we hit 100,000, the people who have the utility of UOS rewards will receive a small allocation of UOS. Amounts are not yet determined, dates are not yet determined, but that's an example. Our Instagram page recently launched for the unique marketplace. We're nearing 1,000 there. Once we hit 1,000, we may or may not do a UOS drop then. So the idea is that the UOS rewards are going to coincide with ultra specific milestones in social media, in other achievements that we've been planning for and building for quite a long time. So the idea of the UOS rewards is to reward people for joining us along that journey in a way that is, on brand for Ultra, which is an allocation of UOS tokens. So the one thing I can tell you is 1, 5, and 13, the ultra power pieces which are entitled to UOS rewards, will be receiving the same amount, no matter what it is. The amount will vary determined by the milestone that we reach. So, the bigger the milestone, the more the UOS. The smaller the milestone, the less the UOS. But the idea is that over time, you will gain a monetary value from holding your ultra power.
Thank you so much. So just to get it straight, the holder of Ultra Power number 1 gets the same amount as the holder of Ultra Power 13, correct?
Correct.
If I have 3 Ultra Power 13s, is my prize or my UOS reward triple?
And that is stacked. Every single unique that you own that has that utility will receive. We're not rewarding the holder, we're rewarding the unique. So if you own 3 to 5 uniques, if you own 10 to 20, you will receive 20 times the amount as 1.
Perfect. That sounds amazing. And so this is an ongoing utility. The UOS rewards could happen more than once, as you said, connected to certain milestones, which could be social media milestones or general company milestones. So this is an ongoing utility. So this promotes holding the unique, because you might get this fancy UOS rewards more than once.
Exactly. And I can already see people asking about the amount yet. And the reason we have not determined amount is because not only do we have compliance regulation to stick to, but we also want to make sure that we are delivering on our promise consistently. We want to set aside those milestones accordingly. So that is why we don't have an exact number yet. But what we can guarantee is that you hold the ultra power long enough, it essentially will pay for itself.
Perfect. I think it's super clear with that explanation. Let's jump to the next one. And this is the one I particularly like a lot. Ultra tournament platform, very general. What does that mean? We see that number 2, 4, 8, 11, and 12 have this utility. Is it the same for each unique? What does ultra tournament platform mean, Douglas?
The overall description of that utility is the same for each unique, but the application will vary, determined by which unique you hold. So the Ultra Tournament platform, I think it's no secret that that's coming in quick and hot. It's coming soon to Ultra. This is going to be the platform where users can get together and they can play certain games and tournaments for each other in what can I say, search for prizes that the tournament is offering. So this can be in the shape of unique, it can be in the shape of numerous prizes. And a lot of the platforms are going to be open. A lot of the platforms are going to be reserved for certain community members and for certain games, etc. What we're doing here is we are offering holders of 2, 4, 8, 11, and 12 the opportunity to take part in some very exclusive tournaments that will allow them an exclusive chance to get an exclusive prize. It's a lot of exclusive, but that is the idea. It may very well be that at the beginning of our tournament platform, while we have limited games and limited content available, we might allow all of those holders to participate in the same tournament. But as we grow and as the ecosystem grows, those different holders of the different Ultra Powers will receive access to different exclusive tournaments.
Okay, so let's put a little example here. Ultra launches its tournament platform, and Ultra is organizing a very, very exclusive, highly competitive tournament where in order to get in, you have to pass a qualifying round. If you hold 2, 4, 8, 11, or 12, you immediately have access to the first round of the tournament, and you don't have to go through the qualifying round. Is that correct?
I cannot qualify that right now. We have still quite a few elements of the tournament platform to work out, and I don't want to promise anything that's going to lead the community to be disappointed. So I can guarantee you that there will be exclusive tournaments that holders of these uniques will have access to. As for the qualifying round or the first round, I can't give specifics on that right now. I hope you guys can forgive that. But as soon as we have updates on that, you guys will hear about it. Rest assured knowing that you will have a better chance than most to access those tournaments and those special prizes.
Okay, so it's kind of like a golden ticket to enter exclusive tournaments. Pretty sweet. So you said it's the same for it can be the same and it cannot be the same for 2, 4, 8, 11, and 12. It could be the same access for one particular tournament, or it could vary depending on which unique you hold.
Ideally, our goal is to supply different tournament access to different unique holders. So 2 will have a different tournament access to 8, etc. But realistically speaking, and this is why I say that in the beginning, when the tournament platform launches, we're going to have less content than we will a little bit down the road. So to compensate for that, there might be collective access to the same tournament for all those unique holders. There might be access to different tournaments based on which unique you hold in the beginning. Ideally, we will be giving different tournament access to different uniques.
Okay, great. I think that summarizes it pretty well. Thank you, Douglas. Let's jump to the next one, a VIP AMA access. So I understand that there will be specific AMAs done with certain people in the industry regarding certain partnerships or certain milestones or certain events with Ultra. And if you hold unique number 3, 7, 9, or 10, you will have access to these VIP AMAs. Is basically entering an AMA that other people cannot enter. It's not open to the public. And these AMAs will be different. For example, the holder of number 3 can get access to one type of AMA, but the holder of number 10, for example, will have access to a different AMA. Is that how it works?
So the same with the Ultra Tournament platform. Obviously, as the AMAs become more consistent, that we'll be offering them to different holders according to what interests are shown by those holders. And essentially, it will turn into a situation where, the majority of number 9 holders enjoy hearing about the blockchain gaming more than the majority of number 10 holders, something like that. But overall, we want to allow the same access to all holders for that utility. This is a utility I'm really excited about personally. For anybody who's here, I assume you are interested in blockchain, crypto, NFTs, or else you wouldn't be here. And for me, when I was starting my career, the number one thing I did was in the evenings and the mornings, in my lunch breaks, I was listening to podcasts, I was listening to AMAs, I was listening to LinkedIn events of industry professionals. And that's kind of what built my knowledge. That's what built my experience and my connections. What we want to do here is we want to leverage those networks. We want to leverage those that professional experience, and we want to funnel it into the Ultra community. And we want to give you guys a bigger scope of the overall industry, other than just Ultra, other than just blockchain games. And not only are we going to get external industry professionals to come do AMAs with us, we're also going to get the partners who partner with Ultra, the new game developers, the top gamers. Why not? We're going to get the NFT artist project managers to come and have AMAs with you guys. And again, with when you hold different ultra power uniques, we will offer different access to those ultra powers. You know, we want to make sure that everybody who's bought one feels that they are special because they own one, and we want to deliver on that promise. At the same time, in the beginning, I think it's wise to keep the VIP AMA access to all the ultra power holders who have VIP AMA access. But those AMAs are going to be invaluable. They're going to be really interesting. I'm personally looking forward to them. Probably one of the most exciting utilities for me.
That's amazing, Douglas. Thank you so much for that detailed explanation of that. And yeah, I think that kind of summarized that pretty well. It wraps it up pretty good. Jumping to the next one, we have beta access. What is beta access? What does that mean? Is the beta access the same for number 4, 5, 13? Access to what exactly would this be, Douglas?
So the beta access is going to be exciting, as well as as you guys know, Ultra is constantly expanding its ecosystem. We're constantly trying to add new exciting platforms and apps within the ecosystem. The next one up is the tournament platform. We've got Game Store, everything launching. And down the road, we're going to have way more apps, products, and I want to say utilities, but more tools available to the Ultra community. As we are launching those and rolling those out, much like the unique marketplace, we're going to need people to test them. We're going to need people to use them and find out where the bugs are, find out where we can be improved. And what this provides is beta access to those products. Now, again, we may offer the same beta access to all 3 of the uniques that have that utility. We may offer different beta access depending on our need at the time of how many people we need for the beta product test itself. But besides testing, we're also going to be offering that early access for beta products to those holders, so that once they're functional, once they're at a point of user friendliness, you guys will be the ones to be first privy to them. I mean, this gives you so many advantages in the Ultra ecosystem as a whole. So I think that one speaks for itself.
No, that sounds super interesting. Could this, for example, be trying out earlier than the rest, the Chrome extension, something like that? Could that be like an example to this utility?
Again, as an example, that would be a good one to use as an illustration. I can't guarantee that specific example will be implemented as beta access because we are far along in that process. However, if we can swing that, we will. But going forward, any significant product that has beta access available, that will be awarded to the Ultra Power holders of 4, 5, and 13.
Perfect. Thank you. Yeah, I just wanted to maybe put it out as an example. I'm not saying it's going to happen exactly, but just so people can compare it and maybe see what it's all about.
Sure.
So yeah, Ultra is developing some very nice exclusive games, which is one of our main dishes that we're hoping to deliver as soon as possible. And let me describe a little bit what I understand from this utility, Douglas, and maybe you can correct me and say if I'm right or wrong. If you own Ultra Power number 2, 6, or 13, you can try out a game, an exclusive game of Ultra, or an exclusive game that's being distributed by Ultra before the rest of the public. Holder of Ultra Power number 2 maybe has access to Elerium before the rest. Please don't quote me on this. I'm just giving it out as an example. Ultra
Don't name
Power
games, Patrick.
no, yeah, sorry. Yeah, okay. We're gonna edit that later. But Ultra Power number 2 has access to game A. Ultra Power number 6 has exclusive access to game B. But is that a little bit how the dynamics of that utility works? You just get to try a game before the rest?
So again, what's really cool about all these utilities is a lot of it is so flexible, and it's always going to be exciting how these are applied. It's always going to be exciting how these are distributed. So with this one especially, our partnerships with our games that we're developing, our games that we're hosting, they all have different capabilities in terms of what they can offer early access wise. So certain games will have 3 early access spots, certain games will have 150. And according to those limitations, we will be awarding them. We will always have a minimum for a game that can offer early access. We will make sure to have a minimum of 52, so that at least one one unique will receive early access to that game. If that is the case, and we have 3 games releasing, it will be rotational. So number 2 will get 52 early access spots. Number 6 will get 52